First thing what you must have to remember, I explained to you that we have our abdominal aorta present, right? This is our abdominal aorta. Now this abdominal aorta, it is bifurcating. It is bifurcating at L4, right? It is bifurcating at which level? It is bifurcating at L4 into two common iliac arteries. Common iliac artery, common iliac arteries. Okay, and then these common iliac arteries, they are going to divide into further two. This is your external iliac artery, it will be your internal iliac artery. Okay, and then this external iliac artery, after passing through the inguinal ligament, now this artery is becoming which artery? It is going to become your femoral artery.
Moral.
Okay, so this is your femoral artery now. Now see here. Now this is your, you can say, uh, so if anyone is going to ask you abdominal aorta, for example, if this is our abdominal aorta, so abdominal aorta, it is starting at T12 level. See here, because it is piercing here the diaphragm muscle, the muscle of the abdomen region, which is dividing the trunk into two cavities, the thoracic cavity above, the abdominal cavity downward. So it is piercing the diaphragm at T12 level. So you can say that abdominal aorta, it is starting at T12, it is ending at L4. Okay, and it is ending at L4, and now it is dividing into two common iliac arteries. Then we studied that there are three, you can say, anterior visceral branches, and these three anterior visceral branches, one is at the level of T12, this one. Second is at the level of L1, okay, and third is at the level of L3. So you have to remember these three levels. Okay, so what is, this is your celiac trunk. This is your celiac trunk, and this celiac trunk, you already know it is present at the level of T12. Okay, it is present at the level of T12. Then you have this artery. This is your superior mesenteric artery. And this superior mesenteric artery, you already know it is present at the level of L1. It is present at the level of L1. And then you have inferior mesenteric artery, this one. This is your inferior mesenteric artery. Okay. And this inferior mesenteric artery, it is present at the level of L3. So please remember these three levels. Celiac trunk T12, superior mesenteric artery L1, your inferior mesenteric artery L3, and your bifurcation of aorta at L4 level. Okay, so first this point you must have to remember. After going through these points now, what other points which you must have to remember here? Another point which you must have to remember here is these two arteries. Okay, this is your one artery which is present at the level of L2. Okay, and this artery which is present at the level of L2, this is your gonadal arteries. Okay, I already explained to you that the testes and ovaries, they are getting their blood supply directly from the abdominal aorta. So they are entering, or you can say, for example, if testes are present here, now they are taking their blood supply from the abdominal aorta at the level of L2. Okay, at the level of what? L2. And in between L1 and L2 here, in between L1 and L2 here, you have your another arteries present known as renal arteries. Which arteries? The renal arteries. These are the arteries which are giving blood supply to your kidneys. Okay, so renal arteries. Okay, so renal arteries, they are present in this direction. So if I want to draw here the renal artery, for example, I draw here it in the green color. So I will draw here, this is the renal artery in this direction, to the right kidney, to the left kidney, like this. And the level will be roughly, it is between L1 and L2. Okay, So between L1 and L2, your renal artery is present. So first thing which you must have to remember, these levels of these arteries. Okay. Then coming to the celiac trunk now. Celiac trunk, we already said that it has three branches. It has how many branches? Three branches. The left gastric artery, number one. Number two, it has splenic artery. Okay. Number two, the splenic artery. Number three, the hepatic artery, or you can also call it as hepatic artery proper. So these three arteries are the branch of the celiac trunk. And very important point relating to the splenic artery, which I want you to be very sure that this is the splenic artery which I am showing in the red color. So splenic artery, it is passing, or you can say that it is present on the superior border of your pancreas. This is your pancreas. Okay, this is your pancreas. So splenic artery, which is the longest branch of your celiac trunk. If I want you to show here the celiac trunk, this is your celiac trunk. And now from the celiac trunk, this branch is going out, which is the longest branch of the splenic trunk. And this longest branch of the splenic trunk, as you can see in this diagram, that it is present. It is present along the upper or superior border of the pancreas. Okay. So your splenic artery, which is a branch of the celiac trunk, and now it is going entering into the hilum of the spleen. Okay. So it is present on the superior, okay, or you can say the upper border of the pancreas. Okay, so it is present along the upper border of the pancreas and behind the stomach. Here your stomach will be present, because he remove here the stomach to show you all these structures. So this is here your stomach is present. So all your splenic arteries, pancreas, and these structures all are present behind the stomach. Okay, they are present where? Behind the stomach. But if you want to see the splenic vein, see here, this is your splenic vein, which I am drawing here in the blue color. So this is your splenic vein. Okay, but at the moment, I don't want a splenic vein. I want you to explain the splenic artery. So splenic artery is present along the upper border of the pancreas, and it is present behind the stomach. Number one, very important point. Okay, then you have short artery, the left gastric artery, which is giving blood supply. It is giving blood supply not only to the stomach along the lesser curvature, but if you remember also, it is also supplying one third lower part of esophagus also. Okay, so when I explain you the esophagus, I explain to you that the lower one third part of the esophagus, it is also given blood supply by this artery, and that is your left gastric artery. And this left gastric artery, it is a branch of your celiac trunk. It is a branch of your which trunk? Celiac trunk. And I explain to you here one clinical scenario also, that if the gastric ulcer is present along the lesser curvature, the artery which is going to bleed, the artery which is going to bleed, it is your left gastric artery is going to bleed. Which artery is going to bleed? It is your left gastric artery, which is a branch of your celiac trunk. It is a branch of your which trunk? Celiac trunk. Okay, and then we have one more artery, that is your hepatic artery. Okay, so this is your hepatic artery in the diagram. See this diagram now. This is your hepatic artery now. Okay, and I explained to you that hepatic artery, okay, it is present where? It is running in the free margins of the lesser omentum. Okay, and at the free margins of lesser omentum, I already explained to you that portal triad is present, and that portal triad is remembered by the mnemonic DAV: bile duct, hepatic artery, portal vein. It is your bile duct. Okay, it is your bile duct. It is your hepatic artery, main hepatic artery or hepatic artery proper, and this is your portal vein. This is your portal vein. So this is your hepatic artery. And hepatic artery, what you must have to remember that it has branches. What are the branches? Your right gastric artery branch, and then a very important branch, that is your gastroduodenal artery. Okay, so hepatic artery has two branches, right gastric artery and gastroduodenal artery. Okay, and this gastroduodenal artery, if you remember, I explained to you that this gastroduodenal artery, it is present behind your D1. Okay, very important point. Gastroduodenal artery, for example, this is in this diagram. If I want to show you the hepatic artery, this is the hepatic artery now, which is going into the portal. You can portal triad or hepatoportis, and then it is giving here one branch now, which is going downward like this. And this branch, which is going downward here, this one, this is your gastroduodenal artery. So this is the gastroduodenal artery. Okay, and this gastroduodenal artery is present behind D1, or you can say the first part of the duodenum. That's why whenever patient is having duodenum ulcer, and that ulcer is present on the posterior surface, if the artery is going to bleed, the artery which is going to bleed, it is your gastroduodenal artery. Which artery? Gastroduodenal artery. Okay, and this gastroduodenal artery is then going to give or going to divide into two branches. What are the two branches? The two branches are right gastroepiploic artery, which is running along the greater curvature of the stomach, and second branch is superior pancreaticoduodenal artery. Okay, superior pancreaticoduodenal artery. So these two arteries are the branch of your gastroduodenal artery. Okay, so see here, right gastroepiploic artery and superior pancreaticoduodenal artery. If you remember, when I explained you splenic artery, I explained to you that splenic artery has branches, two branches. One is short gastric artery, and second branch is your left gastroepiploic artery. Okay, so see here that short gastric artery, right gastroepiploic artery, and left gastroepiploic artery, all these arteries are present along the greater curvature of the stomach. Okay, all these arteries are present along the greater curvature of the stomach. Okay, so this left gastroepiploic artery, please remember, it is a branch of your splenic artery. But your right gastroepiploic artery, it is a branch of your gastroduodenal artery, and that gastroduodenal artery, it is a branch of your hepatic artery, and that hepatic artery, it is going to be branch of your celiac trunk. Okay, now see here, this superior pancreaticoduodenal artery, okay, it is going to give blood supply to the duodenum also and to the pancreas also. Okay, but here one point of hepatic artery which you must have to remember, that it has two branches, right hepatic artery and left hepatic arteries. And the right hepatic artery, please remember, right hepatic artery, it is going to give branch to your gallbladder, and that is known as cystic artery. That is known as which artery? Cystic artery. So I am going to revise you here once again. Listen once again very carefully. Abdominal aorta starting from T12 ending at L4. Bifurcation at L4 into two common iliac arteries. Okay. At T12 celiac trunk, at L1 superior mesenteric artery, L3 inferior mesenteric artery. L2, your gonadal arteries are present. In male, it will be the testicular arteries. In female, it will be the ovarian arteries. So testes and ovaries and gonad, they are taking directly blood from the abdominal aorta. While all other organs of the perineum, they are getting blood supply from your internal, this is the internal iliac artery. Okay. Then you have your celiac trunk. Celiac trunk has these three branches: left gastric artery, splenic artery and hepatic artery. Left gastric artery, it is not only giving blood supply to the stomach along the lesser curvature, but it is also giving blood supply to the lower one third part of the esophagus also. Okay. Then you have splenic artery. This is your splenic artery, which I show here in the red. And this splenic artery, which you must have to remember that it is not present behind the pancreas, it is present along the upper border of the pancreas. It is present along the upper border of the pancreas. Okay. And here there will be some ligament present, and that ligament is splenorenal ligament between the spleen and the kidney. And in that ligament, splenorenal ligament, your splenic artery is present. This artery. Okay, so splenic artery is present in the splenorenal ligament. Okay, and then you have your hepatic artery, and that hepatic artery, this is your hepatic artery. It is going upward like this, going giving two branches, right hepatic artery, left hepatic artery. Right hepatic artery is going to give blood supply to the gallbladder, and that artery will be your cystic artery. So this will be your cystic artery. Okay, and then it is going downward behind the first part of the duodenum, and this is known as gastroduodenal artery. And this gastroduodenal artery, it is, has further two branches, the right gastroepiploic artery and the superior pancreaticoduodenal artery. It is clear to everyone?